Good. So you can see here the first half of the cycle, right? This is the follicular phase. This is where estrogen tends to increase. Estrogen's the gray. See how that increases? So the domino rally of hormones is FSH and LH in the brain. FSH goes first. That increases. And that causes the follicle to grow down here. The follicle starts to grow. As the follicle grows, that follicle then now causes the estrogen to go up. As the estrogen goes up, that now triggers the LH to go up. As the LH goes up, that now triggers progesterone to go up. So it's this domino rally of FSH, follicle growing, follicle causing estrogen, estrogen causing LH, LH causing progesterone, and this progesterone goes up the last half of the cycle and then gently nudges down. And you can see you have estrogen here. You have a second little bump, but you can see that progesterone is what predominates right there. And then when this falls out early, when you have a deficit right here, imagine this line falling out early. This is where we start to create a deficit. So imagine if this falls out early, we're missing all this progesterone over here. And that can cause issues like heavy menstrual flow. That can cause mood issues. Like I mentioned, GABA is really important for shutting down, relaxing. So it can make you irritable, it can make you sensitive. It can cause breast tenderness, cramping, especially if you have this high level of estrogen petering up and this progesterone dropping out soon. So those are a couple things that can definitely happen. And we want to look at that and be holistic about it. And you can see where you have this big increase in your body temperature, right? Progesterone causes that big increase, stimulates your thyroid to make more thyroid hormone, and it bumps up your body temperature there as well. So you can see that as well. Pretty cool. So again, you have to look at why that progesterone is low. So chronic stress over time will actually impact this LH signaling. See this LH here? Chronic stress will affect upstream signaling from FSH and LH. So you want to make sure chronic stress and chronic inflammation is under control. This is where we're looking at diet. This is where we're looking at lifestyle. This is where we're looking at supplementation. This is where we're looking at good, healthy fats, making sure we're avoiding the excess omega-3 processed vegetable oils. This is where we're making sure our blood sugar is good. We don't have dysglycemia. We're eating good proteins and fats at each meal. We're dialing in the carbohydrates for our activity level and for our metabolic, for our weight, right? If we're already pretty lean, you can always do a little more carbs. If you're already gaining a little bit of weight or less active, then you want to do a little bit less carbs on that front. Next big thing that we can work on, we can always work on herbs to help upstream. We can work on different herbs like chaste tree or maca, or things that help with the upstream signaling. That's actually really, really important. Also, one of the hormones that are on that graph there that we weren't able to show is prolactin. Prolactin can actually throw off the cycle if that goes up. So prolactin can go up with high levels of androgens. Also, chronic stress can increase prolactin. So dopamine is actually a neurotransmitter our body makes to deal with stress, to help us focus. And if our dopamine starts to go down and it gets depleted because we're chronically stressed, we're eating lots of sugar, maybe we're doing recreational drugs, maybe you're engaging in like extreme sports, right? Skydiving, just things that are like going to get your heart pumping, right? That can actually deplete your dopamine. And that's going to potentially cause your prolactin to actually go up. And that starts to throw off your cycle. And so you can have people that are chronically stressed, the progesterone going downstream to cortisol, but we also can have this dopamine going downstream and this prolactin go up as well. That's definitely possible as well.